Welcome to today's Explainer. Think about your daily routine for a second. All those little kind of weird everyday habits you have, the stuff you do totally on autopilot without a second thought. Well, it turns out they aren't just random quirks. Your mind is actually broadcasting these massive hidden signals about your deepest emotional states. And odds are you have absolutely no idea you're even sending them. So today, we're going to decode the whole shebang. I really want you to ask yourself this. Just look inward for a moment. Have you ever wondered why you feel certain things, like sudden, super strong urges or preferences in your daily life, but you absolutely cannot explain why you feel them? You know that feeling, right? Where you just naturally gravitate toward a certain behavior and there's just no logical reason for it. So the crucial point is what we usually just brush off as mere routine is actually profound communication. These are incredibly clear signals coming straight from your subconscious mind. In this explainer, we're going to decode exactly what your brain is desperately trying to tell you through 4 very specific, incredibly common behaviors.
Okay, let's dive into this with fact number 1. The long, hot shower. We've all been there, haven't we? You step into the shower, crank the temperature up to near scalding, and you just stand there, sometimes for way, way longer than it actually takes to get clean. You probably do this especially after a super draining day, or maybe when you're feeling a bit isolated. But why?
Well, here's the psychological trick your brain is pulling. People who feel lonely often find themselves taking these unusually long, hot showers because it isn't just about washing away the dirt of the day. Your brain is literally substituting physical warmth for the emotional comfort that you might be missing in your life right now. It's craving warmth, for sure, but not just physically, emotionally.
It's not about water. It's about comfort your mind is missing. When you're standing in that steam, feeling that heavy, hot water wrap around you, it's acting as a surrogate for human connection. It's a perfectly natural, deeply vulnerable attempt by your own mind to self-soothe when you're feeling alone in the world.
Let's transition to fact number 2, the window seat. I want you to picture your daily commute. Maybe it's on a bus, a train, or, maybe you're booking a flight for a vacation. When you have the option, do you deliberately bypass that aisle seat and slide right into the one next to the glass?
And this brilliantly illustrates a fascinating dynamic about observing versus participating. If you instinctively go for that window seat, you likely love observing the world. You want to watch the scenery fly by, but you don't necessarily want to actively participate in the noisy, chaotic crowd sitting right next to you. You want that barrier. You want the glass between you and the outside world. Ultimately, this choice reveals a massive need for control and personal space. By pinning yourself against that wall, you're creating a secure perimeter. People mislabel this as antisocial behavior all the time, but it's really not. It is a very strong psychological boundary. It's just your subconscious strategy to manage your environment, limit unexpected interactions from multiple angles, and, maintain your peace. Moving from physical boundaries to cognitive ones, we hit fact number 3, ignoring small talk. Think about the sheer boredom, honestly, the absolute frustration you feel when you're trapped at a networking event or a party and you're surrounded by people just chatting about the weather or what they had for lunch or basic pleasantries. Why does that casual chatter feel so excruciating? Well, it comes down to craving depth versus filtering noise. Your brain is actively taking that small talk and filtering it out as completely useless information. You're not being rude, your cognitive processor is just rejecting low-value data because what it is actually desperately craving is real depth, not noise. Which leads us to this incredibly validating truth. The smarter you are, the harder it is to enjoy social interactions. If you get intense social fatigue for casual banter, it is not a character flaw, not at all. It is a direct byproduct of high intelligence. A highly active, intelligent mind absolutely requires substantive, complex engagement to feel stimulated. And when it doesn't get that, it just shuts the interaction down as irrelevant. And that brings us to fact number 4. Honestly, probably the most misunderstood habit of the bunch. Talking to yourself. And I mean having full out loud conversations with yourself. Maybe you do it in front of the bathroom mirror, or pacing alone in your room, or while you're driving in the car. Now, what's really interesting about this is how we're conditioned to think muttering to ourselves is weird or even unhinged. But psychology tells a totally different story. Talking to yourself isn't crazy. It is actually a sign of a razor-sharp mind. See, when you vocalize your thoughts, you're literally forcing your brain to slow down and format abstract, messy concepts into concrete language. This physical act of speaking improves your focus immensely. It organizes all those chaotic thoughts into a clear, linear progression, which directly enhances your decision-making ability. You are basically acting as your very own sounding board, using different neural pathways to solve problems way faster and way more efficiently. Okay, I want to pause the flow of facts for a second and just hold up a mirror. Be totally honest with yourself. Looking at what we've covered, how many of these matched you? Take a second and really think about your own psychological profile right now. Let's do a super quick recap. 1. Craving emotional comfort through long hot showers. 2. Seeking control and space by claiming that window seat. 3. Rejecting useless noise by tuning out small talk. And 4. Organizing your incredibly sharp mind by talking to yourself out loud. So, what's your score? Are you a 1, a 2, or are you all 4? The reality we have to confront here is simple. Your mind reveals way more than you think. Most people literally walk through their entire lives completely blind to these signs. They just ignore the hidden language of their own behavior. But you're awake to it now. Let's move to and see how this builds, because this self-knowledge isn't just fun trivia, it's a real progression. Step 1, you absolutely must understand your own mind and your own hidden signals. Once you do that, you naturally hit step 2. You start seeing other people totally differently. You notice their boundaries, their need for comfort, their hidden signals. And that brings us to step 3, gaining real power. The power of empathy, of crazy good situational awareness, and of ultimate self-control. So now that you know the hidden language of your own mind, the real question is, what are you going to do with it? Will you follow that curiosity deeper? Will you join us for more facts that challenge your perspective and actually make you think? Because believe me, we have only just scratched the surface of what your psychology is desperately trying to tell you.